This will be our third fund. It's a $40 million fund. So we're giving people a chance now to say, hey, I want to be involved in big, giant real estate deals that pay money. These are deals that are doing anywhere from 160 to 200% returns. You put $1 million into a deal and you're coming out with $2 to $3 million, but it's going to take 10 years. This is not get rich quick, okay? If you're taking notes, write this down. Don't do the get rich quick, man. Go for the get rich for sure. I don't need to get rich quick. I want to get rich for sure. So I'm going to go from 4,000 units. How many do you think I should go to? I'm going to go to 40,000 units. This is what I'm going to do, and this is why I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to 40,000 units, and I'm going to get the whole world involved in it. You're either going to invest with me, or you're going to actually help me raise these funds. Okay, so when you see me on social media talking about other stuff, anything that you see me talking about, what I'm doing is building an audience so I can allow people to get in a vehicle to where everybody gets rich. Because let me tell you something, if you want to make happy customers for life, make them money. This will be our third.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Get me up here. Hey, everybody, what's going on? This is Jared Glant. This is the Cardone Zone, and this is Young Hustlers, where every Thursday at noon East Coast Standard Time, I come here to give you some advice, some tips that I've learned working with Uncle GC here for the last 8 years, things that have helped me along the way. Because look, if you're watching this show or you're listening to the podcast, you want to do better. You want to improve your situation. You are actively searching out information, and because you want to do better. And so, thank you first and foremost for tuning into the show. If you have questions, call into the show 305-865-8668. It's 305-865-8668. I don't know if you can notice I got a little color in my skin because I was down in Turks and Caicos for the last week helping GC with his real estate program. But today I want to talk to you a lot, to you guys about how to break out of a slump. That is the topic of the show today. People message me all the time on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, get me at Jared Glant. Follow me there. I try to answer questions as much as I can, so if you ping me with questions, I'll try to get back to you. This question comes up a ton, probably more than anything else. I'm just not feeling it right now. I'm kind of in a slump. How do I break through? How do I get past it? How do I move beyond? And look, I'll tell you first and foremost, if you're in a slump, the first thing that you need to think with is that you ain't the only person that's having a tough time, right? To think that you're never going to not feel it, or to think that you are going to be immune to the ups and downs of inspiration, motivation, engagement, dude, it's just crazy, all right? Like, I work with some of the most positive, driven, goal-focused people that you will ever meet. And everybody has good days and bad days. And you stack a few of those bad days together and you start feeling like you're in a slump. So I'm going to talk to you about what you can do to break out of a slump. If you have questions, if you're in a slump, if you want to figure out how to break through, bust through, call the show 305-865-8668. Number one thing you can do to bust out of a slump, change something. Now, I know this seems like broad and a little vague, but like change something with the way your day is operating. If you normally get up at 6 a.m., get up at 5 a.m. If you normally work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., wake up or go to work from 8 p.m. to 6 p.m. Like change the most basic thing that I've found that breaks me loose is like changing something. Because sometimes like you're in a slump or you feel like you're in a rut, it's really because you're just like, you're in the same thing over and over and over again. Like what's always worked for me is I change something. I'll wake up 2 hours early. I'll get to the gym an hour earlier. Taking cold showers, if you've heard people do that, like I'll take cold showers, like something to just try to like shock your brain, right? Your break you out of this like rut that you're just continuing to just spin in, right? So like the number one thing that I've done is like I'll just change my operation, right? It's been magic for me because it introduces something new, something unexpected. It could be something like I'll take Sandy out to dinner on a Tuesday night. Like I never go out on school nights, right? Like I never go out to dinner on a school night, or we never have a date night on a school night. It's always like a Friday night or a Saturday night. Like I'll on Wednesdays, like a Wednesday, I'll take Sandy out to dinner. It breaks up my week. I get to connect with my wife. It breaks the norm of coming home, eating some food, going to bed, waking up in the morning, going to the gym, going to work all day, coming home, eating dinner, going to bed, right? So you have to look for something that can break some type of like rhythm that you're in. It's always worked for me. Number two, get refocused on your goals. Like dig down deep. Goals are one of the most powerful things that you can use as a motivator. And I think that it's my personal belief that when people lose motivation, when they lose engagement, it's because they're losing track and they're losing sight of their goals, or they don't even have any in the first place. I mean, like, can you imagine trying to go through life and navigate through life completely blindfolded? That's what you're doing every single day that you wake up and you're not focused on your goals. You're not focused on a broad vision. Have you ever had a day where you show up, you've got a plan of exactly what you need to get done, you're moving through the day, you're checking things off your list, you feel like super productive, you're excited, you're engaged, you're crossing things off your list. I love crossing stuff off my list. You're crossing things off your list, and then at the end of the day you look back and you're like, oh man, what a productive day. Because you had a target of what you were trying to accomplish, and you got to check things off and you got to accomplish the goal. That is the power of goals. It's not because you got a lot of stuff done, it's because you had a plan, you executed on your plan, and at the end of the day you look back and you're like, man, I did what I went in and intended to do. See, like, goals just aren't about like tasks. Goals are about the things that you're waking up working for every day. So for me, like when I have moments where I feel like I'm slumping or I'm in a slump, like I want to go deep on my goals, man. I want to be like, okay, we're 50 years old. I'm 50. Sandy's, 46, I think. I don't know how to do the math on that. Jake is, 22 or whatever. Like what do I want life to look like? Because if I'm like, okay, where do I want to be? Where do I want to live? Like, what choices do I want to be able to make? What type of freedom do I want to have? What type of life do I want to afford my family, my wife, my kids? Like, where do we vacation at? And then Google it. Like, I'm like, okay, dude, we're on the Amalfi Coast in Positano. Let's go to La Serenusa's website. How much are rooms? I was looking at the Maldives islands, and I was just at the St. Regis, and I was looking at rooms, and I was asking Sandy the other day, I was like, would you want a villa on the beach, or would you want a villa over the water? They're like $2,000 a night either way, right? It's ridiculous. But I'm like, but I want to get connected to that. It makes it real. And goals, if you can get connected to those things, it's so exciting because a lot of times people, they don't even have vision or direction with what they're trying to do every day. And so they wander around without a list, without a target, without anything that they're pushing for. And then at the end of the day, they don't get anything done. And they wonder like, man, what did I get done today? Like nothing happened. So look, those are two things. When we get back to the break, back from the break, I'm going to get into the third, and then I am going to actually take some questions from callers. 305-865-8668. This is Young Hustlers.
Are you tired of buying ads? How much would 5 times more visitor from search engines like Google or Bing do for your business? Link Research Tools helps you increase that free organic traffic. We have offerings to get your business to become the dominant force on the internet. The secret of internet traffic is what we give you, and we convert that traffic into cash flow for your business. Learn more at linkedresearchtools.com. That's linkresearchtools.com and sign up now. Wealth Dynamics believes everyone has the God-given right to own their potential. Most of us don't, because we spend 40 hours per week serving the 40-year-to-life sentence, trading our precious time for worthless paper called money. We live on an economic planet, and time and money do need to be exchanged, but it doesn't need to be your time or your money. We teach our clients to secure income-producing assets that make the time and money exchange for you, so you can buy your freedom back and live a life of abundance and prosperity. To get there, we must know how to make money, how to keep it, and how to multiply it. Wealth Dynamics provides coaching, education, accountability, and community to help you build wealth. Join our coaching program, get educated on Wealth Dynamics University, and begin networking with the Wealth Dynamics Mastermind Group today. To get started, go to wealthdynamics.com. Wealth Dynamics believes everyone has the God-given right to own their potential. Most of us don't, because we spend 40 hours per week serving the 40-year-to-life sentence, trading our precious time for worthless paper called money. We live on an economic planet, and time and money do need to be exchanged, but it doesn't need to be your time or your money. We teach our clients to secure income-producing assets that make the time and money exchange for you, so you can buy your freedom back and live a life of abundance and prosperity. To get there, we must know how to make money, how to keep it, and how to multiply it. Wealth Dynamics provides coaching, education, accountability, and community to help you build wealth. Join our coaching program, get educated on Wealth Dynamics University, and begin networking with the Wealth Dynamics Mastermind Group today. To get started, go to wealthdynamics.com.
Hey, what's going on? We're back, Young Hustlers, on the Cardone Zone every Thursday at noon East Coast Standard Time, same place, same ridiculous information on how you can get ahead in life. This is the sales show. We try to talk about what you can do to actually grow your income through your ability to push into the marketplace. But look, hey, sometimes you're just not feeling it. You're in a slump. And today is about what to do to get out of a slump. So the first thing that I discussed was, dude, you've got to change something in your schedule. Change something by the time you're waking up, the time you're going to bed, the time you go into the office, the time you leave the office. Change the way you're eating. Take a yoga class in the middle of the week. Take a date night in the middle of add something or take something out. Like, change the way that you're doing your deal. If you're normally making 80 calls a day and you're in a slump, make 200 calls in a day. If you're normally sending out 30 emails a day, send 90 emails out in a day. Like change something in the way that you're operating so that you can break out of the little cycle that you're in. So first thing is change something up. The second thing is get refocused on your goals. Take the time to dig down deep into your goals. Like, figure out what you really want. This changes. So you have to do this on an ongoing basis. As you continue to grow and evolve and develop and mature, your goals change. You know, maybe when you're 25 years old, you definitely want to have a Lambo. And then you're 30 and you have a baby and a wife and you're like, well, maybe I don't really need a Lambo. Maybe I need like an Escalade or something. I don't know, Ferrari. Or maybe a Panamera Porsche because it's got 4 seats, you know? So like you've got to get refocused on your goals over and over and over again. Like, The question I get more than anything is, hey, what do I do? I'm not feeling it. I'm not in a good spot right now. How do I bust through it? That's probably one of the number one questions that I get. The number one response I always have is get refocused on your goals. Like, get back to your goals. Get back to what's exciting. Give yourself a reason. Give yourself some purpose. And spend some time on it, man. If you spent half a day on your goals every month, it would be so valuable. Like, if you planned out vacations, if you planned out trips, if you looked at real estate, if you were like, I want to have a couple vacation houses and I'm going to have so much money I can buy a house. So when Grant says don't buy a house, you know, make so much money that you ain't even got to worry about owning a house, right? Like, figure out where you want to live. Like, our buddy Ed Miolette's got this ridiculous house in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, on the lake there, and I'm like, man, it'd be so cool to have a place like that. So I'm looking in real estate in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. I don't know why. It just looks pretty. A bunch of trees and mountains and boats. You know, looks like fun. It looks like fun there. So I'm like, what's real estate cost there? You know, what's real estate cost in Austin, Texas? Because I do like Austin, Texas. What's real estate cost in San Diego? Because I'm from San Diego. Where would I want to live? Let's see. If I had this house and this house and this place, like, how much money would I need to make to do that? Because that would be cool, man. If I was able to do that, and then we were able to go do a month in Greece and then a month in Hawaii, like, how much would all that cost? It becomes real when you actually start doing the research. So now I'm like, okay, wow. So if I had the Escalade, if I had the Panamera, if I had this house, that house, if we did this vacation here and we stayed at this hotel and we did bop, 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 and then we had the European thing and we went do, and Jake went to private schools and he did, you know, blah, blah, you know, how much would that, like, map it all out? I'm like, goddamn, man, I got to make some money. How could I do that? How could I possibly make that much money? Well, let me see. What would the Cardone business need to do for me to make that much money? Okay, so we would need to take, you know, this vertical and put a rock star with a bald head in this vertical so that he can blow it up and help hit that income target. And then we need to put this person over this vertical and they need to get working on that and blow that up. Like, and then I start putting a plan together and the next thing you know, I'm like, shit, it's real. Like, it's real. Like, I can totally work out a plan to get to that. But if I never knew what it cost and I never knew all those things and I didn't take the time to back into it, then I wouldn't have realized how real it was. And I can't make decisions based on something that's not real. Let's go to a couple callers real quick. John in California. What's happening?
Mr. Grant.
What's up, bro?
What's up, brother?
Thank you for your call. Are you in a slump?
You know what, man? I'm not necessarily in a slump, but I tend to get in them. So I would say, first off, I just want to thank you and your team, man. You guys helped me through my first 9 months of my business, out there knocking doors by myself.
Love it.
I have a 6-man crew. And we're doing big things, man. But I would say towards the show on Slump, what can you do to not have the idea fairy pop in your head as a young entrepreneur, and you want to add things to your business, or you want to add a product, or, you know, you're always racing, thinking of that next thing, and how do you just get focused, man, and just stay on track with what you're trying to do?
Yeah, I would just tell you that, like we talk about ideas in our web team all the time, and the most appropriate time for a new idea is when the last idea has been executed, deployed, and is running successful. Like, you don't need to do, if you have started your door knocking business, you went from 1 people to 6 people, like, where else can that business go? Could you get to 20 people? Could you get to 30 people? Like,
right.
How safe and secure is that business? Or if there was an economic collapse, would your business survive with 6 people? I would think no.
Not at all.
Yeah, I think a business with 6 employees, I think you get wiped out if there's a pullback. So I think you need to get in a position where you have built something that is secure, that can weather a storm, before you need to start adding anything new. You know, you just need to get refocused. Discipline is one of the most valuable traits you can have as an entrepreneur, to stay focused on the main thing and not get distracted by the shiny objects that are floating around in the water. So, dude, I hope that helped. Appreciate the call. John from California. Let's go to another caller. Who we got next? Paul, Houston, what's going on?
Hey, Jared, how are you today?
I'm doing well, brother. Have you ever been in a slump before?
I have been in a slump, and I want to change the show to old hustlers for the moment.
Let's roll, man. The hustle is young. The young hustle is in everybody, my brother.
Okay. I'm an old guy trying to get the young hustle. Hey, man, I love you guys. I love your show. The inspiration is through the roof. And I'm a little new to y'all. I bought a few books, and I'm catching on. But one of the things, I'm kind of burnt out in my business. I own a machine shop in Houston, Texas, and it follows the curve of the oil business, which is very spiky. And y'all brought a lot of guests on your show, new to me, that have opened my eyes to like all these other opportunities. How do you kind of look at all the bright, shiny objects and not get too wound up in like going left field? Even though I've researched a lot of them and I really see some potential there, but I not necessarily want to give up what I have, but I want to kind of go a little bit left. And there's too much drop shipping and ClickFunnels, and y'all have some great guests, some great interviews that are very inspiring. And now I'm just like super confused.
Yeah. So Paul, what I would tell you is any secondary flow should be something that can be tied closely to your primary flow. So, like, if your machine shop is tied to the oil business, like, what would be the next logical line of business for your machine shop that you could add on top of the existing oil business that you have that would be more stable, more secure? Like, if you've been in a machine shop and you've been working with welders and all that stuff and metals and like, dude, you don't need to worry about a ClickFunnel right now. You don't need to worry about creating some drop shipping account. Like, stick to the thing that you know and find like, hey, what could you easily drop in to your machine shop business that could double your sales, that could give you a new line of business that was maybe more secure, more stable than the oil business. So I would tell you, stick to what you know, stay close to the thing that you're experienced at, and just find that one more thing that you could add that would diversify your offering so you're not riding the ups and down waves of the oil business. But don't get distracted by everything you see. Don't think that everything's going to be a winner for you. Stick to what you know, and from there, I think you have a good shot at building something that you can attach onto that business. So look, 2 more points, change it up, change your schedule up, get refocused on your goals. When we come back from the break, I'm going to give you point number 3, final point of the show this week on Young Hustlers. We'll see you right back.
There is only one company to work for in the smart home industry. Skyline Security right now is looking for the best of the Grant Cardone following to join their team and expand financially and professionally. Go to joinskyline.com to register. Labeled by Inc. 5000 as the fastest growing company for the last 2 years in a row, you get to protect families, grow your wealth, and join a team of top producers. Skyline is looking for great people. Go to joinskyline.com. That's joinskyline.com to get started on a brand new 10x career path. Go to joinskyline.com to register.
Or artificial beings capable of independent thought have been a fixture of science fiction, literature, and motion pictures throughout time.
Today, the convergence of technology and imagination has reached new heights, which are reflected in the advancements that we see in every area of our lives. Over the last couple of years, AI machines have made their way into our homes, the battlefield, our workplace, and even into our hands in the form of smartphones with voice recognition. Digital assistants for the home represent an opportunity if you know how to take advantage of them. That is where Nico's Computer Engineering comes in. Tim Clark brings you the latest news about the most up-to-date strategies to position yourself in the digital landscape. Finding a path to productive business applications and how to automate them with artificial intelligence are just a few of the topics we cover in our weekly segments.
Nico's Computer Engineering is here to find a unique solution.
Sell products online? Are you waiting on inventory to ship from overseas? Do you want to earn higher commissions on bigger ticket items? With my hands-on training, I will show you how we built a $30 million business without spending high amounts on advertising. Achieve real results selling high-ticket products online with products made and shipped in the United States. Learn to generate millions per year online with Ecom Explosion. To start converting today, go to ecomexplosion.com. That's ecomexplosion.com to learn more. Using the fastest growing e-commerce platform in the fitness space, gymfoodstore.com. Dr. David Carley is a Harvard-trained MD entrepreneur and specialist in rehabilitation and regenerative medicine, along with Zoe Bedford, experience in distribution and product development. Bring you an online store interested in optimizing your health. Gym Food Store is your online marketplace for nutritional and sports supplementation, all things health. Gym Food Store is here to help you identify and validate product selection. Learn more at gymfoodstore.com. That's gymfoodstore.com right now.
What's going on? We're back, Young Hustlers. Thursdays, noon. iTunes, Stitchers, YouTubes, Facebooks, We're everywhere, man, everywhere. No matter where we're at, we're always doing the same thing. We're bringing you more tips, more information on how you can get ahead in life, how you can keep that young hustle strong. We're talking today about how to get out of a slump. Had some good callers with some good questions, John and Paul. Just a quick recap. Number one thing you can do to get out of a slump, you got to change something. Change something that breaks your schedule, that breaks the cycle, something that causes you to do more of things that are good, less of things that are bad. Make some change into your daily schedule. Number two, take a super deep dive into your goals. Spend half a day on it. Take a Sunday, spend half a day planning out your perfect life, your ideal life at 50 years old. If you're 50, then what's your ideal life at 55 or 60? But pick a target that's in the future and create your ideal life and then back into it all the way back through to what do I need to produce today? What do I need to produce tomorrow? What do I need to produce for the year to get me on track to getting closer to where I want to be? The last and final thing, in my opinion, something that always gets me out of a slump, something that gets me excited, is learning something new. When I learn something new, I get excited. Why? Because my curiosity is heightened, and I learned something that's new that's been existing in the universe and I never knew about it. And maybe it's something that made my job easier. Maybe it's something that caused me to think a different way. Maybe it's something that made life easier. I don't know, but anytime I read a book or I take a course online, I always get excited because I'm learning new things that I never knew before, and it makes me feel more capable, it makes me feel more able, and that's exciting, and that's motivating, and it's valuable for me here if I learn new skills and have new things that I'm able to bring to work, and it allows me to be more productive here, then it's good for the business, and then business starts growing, and then I get closer back on my goals, and then so you see how all of these things start working together? You start finding out that that your ability to get in a slump, it could be that maybe one of these things is out. Like the physical health that you're in, the diet that you have, the things that you do to, satisfy relationships in your life with your boyfriend or girlfriend or wife or husband, how committed you are at work, how connected you are to your goals, how you're educating yourself so that you can actually come in and produce to the level that you will need to in order to get on track for your goals, taking care of your body so that you can, work the extra hours or whatever. Like all of these things start working together. And sometimes if you're in a slump, it could just be one of these things that's out. So these are three things that for sure, if you could say, hey, I'm not feeling it right now, I'm in a slump, you can do this today. It doesn't take a long time. You could literally sit down, you could do it today, and you'll get things back on track. So let's go to a couple more callers while we wrapping up this show here today. Kevin, what's going on, man? A lot of California today.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, Jared, I'm in a little bit of a slump. I'm losing my hustle, but I know you can help. Here's the thing. I'm a business guy. I think I'm spread too thin. I'm 26, but the idea fairy has just taken over. All of my businesses relate to my primary business of real estate sales. And here's a little bit of a background, and I think you can help with it. I got construction, which a month ago on Cardone's own, Grant Cardone says, cut that. Got the real estate sales, which is really my full-time gig. Then I got the YouTubes, and then I got kids and family. So I'm a little bit in a slump because if I walk away from this construction, I'm $200K in the hole, and I just feel terrible. It's killing my hustle, but I want to get it back.
Yeah, so the first thing that you got to understand is if you have phone calls ringing, people knocking at your door trying to collect money, dude, that's going to be a reminder every single day that you have this out point, right? That you're 200 grand in the hole or whatever. I tell Sandy, I'm like, baby, there are going to be times where I'm not going to be able to be home to put Jake down, or I wake up, I see my kid for 30 or 40 minutes in the morning, and then hopefully if I get home in time, I get to see him for 15 minutes as I put him down. She knows, there could be times and periods that come up where I'm not going to be able to do any of that, and I may go a few days without seeing him, and but you've got to get connected back to the point that dude, you're working for something that's bigger than just tomorrow. you're working for something bigger than is just today and how you feel today or how your wife feels or your kid feels today. Like, you're making investments today in things that will begin to pay the dividends maybe a month from now, maybe 2 or 3 or 5 years from now. I know I'm doing things now that 10 years from now I'm going to look back and go, man, I'm so glad I did that because it's made my life a whole lot easier. So I would say that, like, the money thing you have to fix. So if that means, hey, you know, little Jake and wife Sandy, like, on the weekends, that's normally when we hang out. I got to work. I gotta put in, you know, 3 weekends of extra work to find out if that can break me out of the cycle. Remember, change something. Point number 1, change something in the way that you're operating. I think that you need to look for what is the thing that I can change in my schedule, you know, that will give me more time to produce at the construction gig. You know, maybe instead of making 80 calls for the real estate thing, you're making 120. Look for little things that you can change in the way that you're operating in those functions and roles, and the non-essential things maybe you have to clip out for a while, you know, and I know
maybe
kids
just use that long term as that motivation to keep going, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you know, but you're in a moment right now. Like, you're in a moment right now where you know, you things may be stacked against you, but, like, if you were making $1 million a year, like, you wouldn't be in a situation. If you were making $1 million a year, you wouldn't be worried about this construction thing. If you were making $1 million a year, you could spend time with your family. If you were making $1 million a year in real estate, then maybe you could have more freedom with your schedule. I don't know, but money sounds like it could solve some of your problems right now. So what I would do is I would try to fix my schedule so that I could be more productive in the things that create income, so that you can get back on track and maybe not feel so squeezed. So, dude, I hope that helps, Kevin from California. Let's go to another caller. Heidi in Niagara Falls. What's going on?
Hi there. Listen, Jared, thank you so much for the inclusion for us 50-plussers that are still wanting to be young hustlers.
Love it. Love it.
Some great points today. Listen, as a 50-plusser really wanting to hustle, trying to keep up with the newness of social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, posting videos. You know, I think a gentleman earlier talked about that kind of swimming in your head feeling, like, what the heck do you focus on? Like those 3 items, but, you know, I just want to get back down to what does Heidi really want to do? And there's so many things as you have experiences you're kind of good at, and you're like, what do you focus on?
Yeah, so I think that the actions that you're focusing on throughout the day, like, I don't know, what do you do for work?
I'm a VP of sales for retirement living.
Yeah, so what I would think is, like, the way that you use social should benefit the thing that you generate income from. Like, a lot of people are twisted up and they think that social media is about their friends. Social media is really about a mechanism that you can use to promote your personal brand to the public, and hopefully that returns in the form of monetization through the role that you're in. So, like, what I would say to you is create a schedule for these things. Spend some time on the weekends or when you get home from the office at the end of the day to create an actual social media schedule for yourself. Because if you don't have something where you can go, okay, I need to create 3 videos on what we do that's different at our senior living place, and the 3 most common problems or reservations that families have bringing their loved one to a senior care facility. Like start thinking of those things, plan that out, create those pieces of content, and then drop them out over time. So if Saturday you can make your social creation workshop day, or your day off, or 2 hours at the end of the day, where you can create 3 4-minute videos, and then you could post those out over the next 5 or 6 or 7 days and repurpose them on different platforms, and not have to create a new asset and a new post for each platform throughout the day, and really just kind of cross-pollinate that across the platforms. If you create some type of plan, it doesn't have to be complicated. If you create some type of plan, hey, at 9 o'clock I'm going to wake up and I'm going to post something about the day before. Or 9 o'clock I'm going to wake up and I'm going to post an inspirational quote. Or whatever. I don't know, a recipe. Maybe that's your thing. I don't know. But like create a plan so that you're not operating, again, with a blindfold on. Like it will help you focus your activities on the things that contribute to the growth of your audience, which hopefully returns in the form of monetization. So did that answer your question?
Love it, Jared. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you got it. Thanks for the call, Heidi. Cynthia in Philadelphia. What's happening?
Hey, thank you for taking my call, guys.
Hey, thanks for calling.
Absolutely. So may I ask you guys a question?
I would love to hear a question from you, Cynthia.
Okay, awesome. I'm sorry, like my heart is like pounding really hard.
It's cool.
But okay, so here it is in a nutshell. I basically wake up every morning feeling like I'm here for no reason. My sales are dwindling. I'm super sick of it, and I'm so ready to get over myself and get on.
Yeah.
But here's the question, super quick. The question is, how do you stop the repetitive cycle of feeling like a loser and feeling sorry for yourself? Because I catch myself doing it a lot. Like when I'm
you've got to give yourself something that you can win at. You know, like if you're losing in the sales game, then I would go back to point number 3. Learn something new. Learn something new about your job. For example, like right now we have our certification programs. They're on sale. If you go to grantcardone.com/sale, you can get exclusive access to, I mean, there's like 15, 20 hours of content in these certification programs, and they focus on sales or closing or phones or building a business if you're an entrepreneur, or mastering money and, you know, achieving financial freedom. Like they're so topical, and normally they're $2,500. Right now you can get them for $497. It gives you something new to learn. Like if you were producing at your job every day, your sales job, do you think that you'd feel more motivated?
Oh yeah.
Do you think that
Yeah.
do you think that you'd feel more accomplished?
Absolutely.
Do you think you'd feel happier that you could actually go and produce and have some type of control over the success that you're having?
I would be a freaking monster. You have no idea.
Yeah, so then it sounds like the problem you need to focus on is, okay, well, what's happening at work? And then here, I'm going to give you a little thing here. If you guys are watching this, take notes, because this one thing is magic. It was something when I was struggling in the beginning, when I first started working for Grant, there were a lot of ups and downs. There were a lot of slumps. There really wasn't a whole support team. We didn't have 100 employees. Like, there were a lot of things that I had to figure out on my own, and it caused me to go through a lot of ups and downs. The formula is A cubed. A cubed. A 3 times. A cubed. Attitude, approach, and action. If you are in a slump, if you're not getting the results that you feel like you are capable of, go back to A cubed. Attitude, approach, action. Which one of those is out? It will always be one of those things. Right now for you, it sounds like it could be your attitude, but maybe your attitude,
it's all of them.
Maybe your attitude sucks because you have the wrong approach. Your process is broken. Your sales approach, the way that you're communicating with people, maybe your approach is broken. But it could also just be that you're not talking to enough people. Like, so you need to go through the process of elimination and figure out which of those you can eliminate. I'll tell you this. Let's just say you work in phone sales, and you're making 30 or 40 calls a day because you're not that motivated. If you went into the office and you made 125 calls, I guarantee you, regardless of the results, when you left, you would feel better about yourself, which would improve your attitude. So then we're only really focused on one thing. You fix the action, you fix the attitude, now you just need to fix your approach. So you need to find a way to give yourself something that you can win at by eliminating each of those 3 things. Because if you have the right approach, if you're taking the right level of action, and you have a good attitude, you will win in life. Period. the right level of activity, the right approach, the right attitude, I don't care what business you're in, you will win. So maybe you go back to that formula, Cynthia. You take an assessment of maybe the first thing that you can really control, which is action. You don't have to be good to take a lot of action, you know? And I know that if you have a day of high production, you will feel better about yourself. Production yields happiness. Getting something accomplished makes people feel good. Go in, 10x your activity. Just focus on that one thing. Don't worry about your attitude. Don't worry about how good you are on the sales call. Just go in and take more action in one day. Make tomorrow be the day. Make Friday, August 2nd. 3rd. Make Friday, August 3rd be the day that you take more activity than you have ever taken in your entire life. You go in with a plan to destroy the sales activity targets that you were settling with before by a factor of 10. If you've been making 30 calls, make 300. If that is the only thing that you focus on, Cynthia, I guarantee you when you walk out of the office tomorrow afternoon, you're going to feel like a new person. You're going to feel great about what you did. You're going to feel proud of it because you set a target and you actually accomplished it. So I hope that helps.
I love talking to you.
Yeah.
That's gold right there. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. I appreciate you tuning into the show. Write a review for me on iTunes, on the show, on the Cardone Zone. We'd love to see a review from you.
I promise I will.
Thanks, Cynthia. One more caller. Let's go to one more caller. Max? Max,
Yes.
What's up?
Hello?
Max, you're on the
Yes.
show, bro. What's happening?
Yo, what's going on, brother? How are you?
I'm good, man. Hey, have you ever been in a slump before?
I'm currently in a slump right now. Is the reason why I thought I'd give a call.
Talk to me, my man.
All right, so I'm 22, right? I'm still in college. I did an extra year because I wanted to get my CPA, but now I'm thinking that wasn't such a good idea. I'm currently selling life insurance. So my question to you is, I don't know if I should continue a career in sales, which is the life insurance, but I don't know if I should look for something other than that, something related to my current major.
Yeah, so let me ask you this. How much money are you making right now?
Well, it really depends.
How much money did you make last month?
Last month? Well, I mean, last month I think I made around 4,000.
Okay, so you made
But,
4,000.
I made that, and I made the majority of that in about a week. So.
Okay, so you made $4,000 last month. If you added a zero on that, if you made 40 grand last month, how would our conversation be different?
I wouldn't be asking you that.
Right, because you wouldn't be in a slump because you'd be on freaking fire, man.
Exactly.
So like, look, this is a mistake that people make, man, and I'm glad you're calling because it's when things aren't going well, what people think they need to do is they need to abandon ship. Well, this isn't working. I got to go try something else. You ever heard of the concept 3 feet from gold? People give up 3 feet from gold, like they're swinging the axe, they're in the tunnel, they're digging, and they're like, man, I quit, I give up, it's just too hard. And if they would have gone 3 more feet, they would have found it. I remember this story, I don't know where I heard this story, but about these people that these 49ers or something that were going and they were searching for gold, and it was during the gold rush, and they made this big, huge investment to go dig and find this gold, and they were working this mine, and they had all these investments and everything, and they went completely bankrupt with this gold mine, and they ended up selling it for pennies on the dollar. And the company that came in, literally on the tunnel that they were on, they were like 7 inches in one other direction, and it was like one of the biggest, gold deals that had happened in history. And so I think the purpose of that story, Max, is like, if people around you are doing well and making money, then there's a good chance that there's another situation. It's not the vehicle that you're in. It's not the job that you're in. It could just be your ability. Like I was telling Cynthia before, A cubed, attitude, approach, action. You just got to go through the checklist. Do you have a good attitude?
I think so, yeah. Most
Okay.
Of the time. I mean, I'm a big follower of what Grant preaches. I mean, I have all of his audio books and everything.
Okay, so you have a good attitude.
All that stuff.
You have a good attitude. At the end of the day, when you look back, like let's just take yesterday for example. Are you making calls on the phone, or are you seeing people face to face?
I'm making, today's a call day for me at around 3 p.m. is when I start calling people. But I usually do calls on Mondays and Thursdays, and those days in between is when I set appointments to go out and see people.
Yeah, so how many calls are you going to make from 3 o'clock until whatever time you quit?
As many as I possibly can.
Why you wait until 3 o'clock?
I'm not really sure. That's a good question.
Yeah, do you know what time of day you have the best chance of getting a hold of somebody?
Seems to be around the later times. I mean, that's
the best time to get a hold of
late
somebody.
for us.
The best time to get a hold of somebody, particularly an executive, is between 7 and 9 a.m.
Mhm.
So you're missing out on prime hunting hours. I got no idea why you'd only make calls from 3 o'clock until 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or whatever time you end at, dude. Like make 250 calls in a day. Make 300 calls in a day. Like, activity could be your problem, bro. Like, if you've got a great attitude, do you think you're good on the phone? Like, do you understand the product?
Yeah, 100%.
Do you understand how to make the call?
100%.
Are other people making this as very similar presentation to you and getting results?
Well, yeah, I mean, I work with people that make around 8,000 and 10,000 a week, so.
Yeah, dude.
Like, and they're not doing anything different than I am. So what I'm trying to do is figure out if I'm in the right vehicle for myself with my ability. As
yeah,
right
dude.
now.
If other people are making money around you, it's not the vehicle. Like, we did a show a few weeks back, how to know if you're in the right vehicle. I think maybe a few months ago.
One, actually.
Yeah, dude. If people are making money around you, then you are not in the wrong vehicle. Maybe you have some type of like ethical reason why you don't believe in what you're selling. That could be a valid problem. But if it's a money thing, if you're making 40 grand a month and if you were making 40 grand a month and you think that you would be in a better position or you don't feel like you'd be in a slump and you'd be happy with where you're at, and other people are making that kind of money, I promise you, you're not in the wrong vehicle. You've got another issue. You've got an approach issue, so the way that you're handling the call, or you've got an activity issue with the amount of people that you're reaching and touching and interacting with.
Understood. One more question for you. With everything you just explained to me, do you think this is something I should continue with, or should I maybe venture into something that's with? I understand what you said about me not giving up.
How long have you been doing it?
I've been doing it for around 2 summers now because it gets hard to do around the school year.
Oh, because while you're at school, yeah, dude.
Exactly.
Like I don't think that people truly get good at something. They start like understanding it until they've done it for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you've done it for 2 summers, that's 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Like I never really like groove into something for like a year. So like 3 feet from gold, dude. If other people around you are making money, if you work for a good company, if you have a good product, if people need what you have, you need to change. Number one, change something up. Get out of the slump by changing something up. Make more phone calls. Instead of making phone calls on Mondays and Thursdays from 3 until 7, make phone calls on Monday from 8 until 8. Right? Make calls on Wednesday from 8 until 8. Make calls the entire week to set appointments for the following week. Like, change something. Because other people are making money, and it doesn't sound like it's the company or the vehicle that you're in. So, dude, I hope that helps, Max. Pull that activity lever as often as you can, as hard as you can, because if you just show up, and you make the call and you do the work, I believe a good portion of success comes from just doing that one thing, showing up, and making the call. So, guys, if you're in a slump, you can get out of it. 3 things that you can do. Number 1, change something. Change your mode of operation. The time you're coming in, the amount of work that you get done during a day, the amount of phone calls, emails, callbacks, gimmick gifts, thank you, handwritten letters, the time you wake up, go to sleep, the temperature shower that you take, the date night that you have, the yoga class that you go to. Change something on your calendar so that you can break the cycle. Number 2, super deep dive on your goals. Get super connected, super focused. Like, feel your goals. Like feel them. Like, make them real to you so you actually know how much money it's going to take to fund your dream life so that you actually go in with a clear vision on how much activity you need to take, how many calls you need to make, how many deals you need to get done to get on track to get towards your ideal life. And then number 3, learn something new. That is always a motivating and inspiring thing. Right now, we've got a great deal, a great opportunity for you to learn something new with our certification programs. They're 90% off right now, so make sure you take advantage of them. GrantCardone.com/sale, GrantCardone.com/sale. These are live training programs. They're skill development programs that focus literally on every aspect of making money. Any salesperson, entrepreneur, business professional that hasn't been through this information could be working in their space with a total blindfold on. So take advantage of it. The deal, I believe it ends at midnight tonight, so take advantage of it. GrantCardone.com/sale. This is Young Hustlers here on the Cardone Zone. Please rate and review the podcast if you're listening. If you want to follow me on Instagram and ask me questions, it's at Jared Glant. I don't have anything to do with binary options or cryptocurrency. So if somebody's banging on you saying, hey, invest in my binary options course, it ain't me. It's fake. Report it so they can take that down. We will be back here next week on Young Hustlers with another topic to help you get ahead in business and in life. And remember, the only people that tell you, try to convince you to give up on the hustle are those that have already given up on the hustle themselves. We'll see you next week.